As always, thank you to GoodGuy140 for making this mod and making this challenge possible. The mod will be in the description if you'd like to use it for yourself. Hey guys, it's Care Packager, and I will be showing you how I was able to do the next map in my 1 HP series, Moon. I thought this would be a perfect time to release this video today on October 13th, 2025, as that is the exact date in the zombie storyline that Moon happens. Before I start with how I did it, let me go over some choices I made before going into the map. The first choice was whether to do this on Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 3, and as you can see on screen, I chose Black Ops 3 for a couple reasons. The first being Black Ops 3 is just way better looking to look at than Black Ops 1 with the graphics. I don't think I need to go into too much detail about this since it really is a night and day difference between the two maps, and just about everybody that does a tier list ranking has Black Ops 3 Moon over Black Ops 1 Moon. The second reason is that the Easter egg could be done solo, and although my friends were dying to get in,
What's up?
want to play Moon on 1 HP with me?
Hell no.
You know, Scotty, sometimes I wonder if you ever touch grass.
Genji!
No.
I saved them from being tortured from this. The other choice I made since I chose Black Ops 3, I did give myself a few restrictions. Those restrictions are no using any gobblegums of any kind, either classic or mega gobblegums, no double pack of punching, and no Widow's Wine. I was never going to use Widow's Wine at all since it would be pretty much useless, but since it was not in Black Ops 1, I was not going to use it. I did, however, use the movement system Black Ops 3 has to offer, like sliding, since I think both games offer different playstyles and would be annoying not to be able to slide. Other than that, if you enjoy the series, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, it would mean a lot to me as I put a lot of time into this video and also a lot of time to beat this map on 1 HP. Let's get started with the game. So in Moon, it is different how I play round 1 than other 1 HP videos, as I could stay in no man's land for as long as I would like, so my main goal is to maximize the amount of points I get here. I will start by throwing a grenade right by these cages so that I can drop the plates for a later step in the Easter egg. I will also start by knifing all zombies since they will be walking until I hear the first siren when hellhounds will spawn and zombies will start running. For hellhounds, I will continue to knife them, but for the zombies, I did not want to risk getting hit, so I just used my 1911 ammo and tried to get as many collaterals as I can with the multiple zombies at once. Once I ran out of ammo, I started to head towards the teleporter and chuck my last grenade for more points. So now starting the actual round 1, now I'll be able to pick up the astronaut suit and melee all zombies except for one zombie, and in total I did have 3,820 points, which was enough for me to open every door leading up to the power. Once I turned on the power, I went back to where I was before to start my first step for the Easter egg Simon Says. The code that I received was an easy order, and on the last combination, I ended the round as the zombie was right next to me. But now I was able to continue on to the next step. Before I do the next step, I did need more points so that I could buy the RK5, the next door leading to the double tap room, and the door leading up to where Deadshot is. I did manage to find the hacker in the second floor right here, and used it to open the door to where my first mystery box spawn was, which all of those I did from rounds 2 and 3. I also was lucky enough to hear that Excavator Pi was breaching Tunnel 6, as the map requires a lot of RNG to begin with doing the Easter egg. At the start of round 4, I did find the annoying tube that could spawn in many different spots for the computer terminal and could start the point farming process, which takes place at the teleporter. This place is the safest for points, as zombies will only come down from one way, and once I feel like I'm going to be in trouble, I can just go backwards and end up in the MPD room. I did keep a couple crawlers at the end of the round so that I could start up the next step, where I hack one of the buttons and find 4 green systems on the 3 floors to hack so I can interact with all 4 buttons. I did manage to get lucky with the max ammo drop on one of the crawlers once I ended the round, which made round 5 easier. On round 5, I did keep a single zombie so that I can have my first few spins in the mystery box, as I am going to need 4 major things from it, these being the wave gun, the Gersh devices, the QEDs, and then the Gersh devices one more time. On my third box spin, I did have some luck to pull the wave gun, as then I will be able to continue on with the Easter egg. All I needed was the hacker device and to head back to No Man's Land. Here I will rack up some points and go back to the moon to get rid of Excavator Pi that has breached Tunnel 6. Then this is where I followed the next Easter egg step, which was following the ball around Tunnel 6 to bring it over to the antenna, which I can then use the wave gun to shoot it down. I did end round 5 after that so that I could be able to get more points for the doors that are on the Tunnel 11 side, and again it was the same process of following and shooting the ball all the way to the MPD device. The ball did get stuck by the MPD device, which caused me to panic a little bit since I never had that happen to me, but then I realized it was just because I did not press the 4 buttons from the step previously based on some research I did. The next step requires filling up souls for a canister, which did take me round 6, 7, and most of 8 to do. I did take my first down as a zombie did hit me without me looking, and at this point I would usually restart my run if I took a down this early, but I continued on since this was going to be my last run for the day. I then flipped the switch to reveal Samantha and the MPD device. This is where you get a free 90-second death machine, however I did not need it as I was quickly going to No Man's Land. At No Man's Land, I did pick up Speed Cola and got my second quick revive once I went back to the moon. At this point, I cannot do anything without the Gersh devices, which took me rounds 8, 9, and 10, and about 20 box spins to get. I think most people do know about this, but the great perk of the hacker device is that I can use it to respin the box for cheaper as well as get money back from the respins so that I can get more spins with the money I have. I think this was a great feature in Moon because without it, I think that I would not be able to do this Easter egg on this run. With the Gersh devices, I can go back to No Man's Land to throw one outside of the map to pick up the 2 plates for the computer terminal. Those will teleport straight back to Quick Revive on the moon. Still on round 10, I went to hit the box some more to test my luck to get the QEDs since I needed it for the plates and managed to get them within about 10 box spins, so all was going very well in this run. While going back to the computer terminal, I did pick up Double Tap since I had enough from getting the QEDs early from the mystery box. I went back to spawn to start button mashing the computer terminal until I fully turned the screen from red to green. Once that step was done, I was ready for probably the hardest part of the Easter egg, which was filling all 4 canisters to power up the MPD device. I did have to strategize with which canisters I was going to fill up first, and I would say the one in the front right of Samantha tends to be a little harder to handle, so I started with that one. When I finished all but 1 zombie on round 11, I focused on Excavator Echelon as it was going to breach soon and got Deadshot Daiquiri along the way. For round 12, I stood towards the back of the MPD and was just trying to keep all of the canisters even with each other, but at the end of the round, the zombie spawned in an insta-kill. Not only that, while on insta-kill for round 13, I also got a death machine, which was insane luck as I was getting even closer to filling up all 4 canisters. With the death machine, I filled up the 2 canisters in the back, so now it was just the front left one I still have to do, but only needed 1 more soul to finish the process. Now by putting the Vril device in with the ball, I was able to swap souls with Samantha and get a Perkaholic. And if you're wondering, no, Juggernog does not give you more health. I don't know specifically what the coding is for it, but later on I will still get down on 1 hit, which is a bit of a spoiler alert. But anyways, now I use the QED to pick up the ball once again, and now on to the last step. I did need the Gersh devices again, which I did get relatively quickly again, and I felt relieved to start to finish this Easter egg. Now going to the Simon Says, I did input the first combination and took it down because the zombie ran up quicker than I thought, but at this point I was panicking since I will not be able to pick up another quick revive since I kept my Perkaholic. Also the round ended, so I had to come up with a plan to safely do the last step. I played round 14 and kept 1 crawler at the end to see if that would work enough to finish a phase of the Simon Says. To my surprise, I did complete phase 1 and phase 2 before the zombie reached close to me. But before they reached me, I threw a Gersh device thinking it would be far enough for the zombie not to die from. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and now it was a nerve-wracking round 15. I went back to this spot as no zombies will spawn behind me to repeat the process and keep one crawler. I did make the same mistake where I threw a Gersh device hoping to give me some time to finish, but the zombie died off again, so now I had to play round 16 out. I made sure to keep a crawler at the end of the round and took my time bringing the crawler far away from the Simon Says so I can have enough time to finish the Simon Says. Once I got the flashing green lights one last time, I was able to throw a Gersh device at the ball on the ground, and that is the Easter egg done. Now it was just watching the Earth get destroyed, but yep, that was Moon on 1 HP. This map was probably the most annoying 1 HP that I've done so far, as there was too many games where I did not have any luck with getting what I needed for the excavator, or for the mystery box, or for a good no man's land to start the game to open up towards power. Overall, it was a challenge to be able to complete this map, but it was a good challenge nonetheless. If you did enjoy this video, a like and comment would mean a lot to me, as well as subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this coming soon. As of now, I have no idea what map I want to do next, so if you would like to comment a map I have not done yet, and that is also possible to do with 1 HP, feel free to drop it down in the comments. Now, I think the only appropriate way to end any Moon game after you beat the Easter egg is to do this. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you in another video.